As a child, I was definitely given the female role in my household. I never took out the trash or fixed things around the house. I never learned anything about my car that my dad couldn't do. I would help my mom with the dishes and cleaning, but all the manly things were left to my dad and brothers. I was never taught how to change a tire or really anything about my car at all. And because I always had my dad or my brothers nearby to help me if I needed it. The first time I ever realized that my parents treated my brothers differently than me was when they let my brothers learn how to drive the Polaris and the truck at our ranch when they were around 10 years old, and I wasn't really allowed to learn until I was 15. And another example is that my brothers were allowed to shoot their first deer at the age of 8, but I wasn't allowed to shoot my first deer until I was 18. I think growing up in this environment has definitely enforced some gender roles in my mind, but they aren't all orthodox. Both my parents were very busy with work growing up, so we had a maid for most of my whole life, and she did a lot of the chores. It wasn't the typical mom cleans everything, and since my parents were both so busy, they would get home late and neither wanted to cook, so most nights were takeout. And so I never really had that idea enforced in my mind that all the cooking and cleaning was for the wife. I mean, if there was cleaning to be done, it was typically done by my mom, and most of the fixing problems were done by my dad. But all of this is to say that, to an extent, I do see myself living out some of the typical gender roles, yet there are exceptions. I don't plan on quitting my job to take care of the kids, and I really don't plan on being the cook. I was never really taught how to cook, and I'm really bad at it. But that's just not something I grew up with. I'm a very independent person, and I like to be able to do things for myself. But again, there are exceptions that were ingrained in me as a child. For example, I will probably never know how to change a tire by myself or my oil, but that doesn't mean I won't be able to take care of myself. I've been living alone at my apartment for about a year now, and even though I can't cook, I've managed to feed myself and clean regularly. I think the gender roles I grew up around made me the independent person I am today, as both my parents were hard workers and they didn't give up on all their passions in life for family. They sacrificed some things and they were able to have both.